Hi everyone, I am Katie from Harper Stacks, the school and library team at HarperCollins Children's Books. I'm here today with my Pride recommendations for kids and readers of all ages. One of my very favorite Storytime books is Red, A Crayon Story by Michael Hall. This book is about a crayon who's labeled red, but he is in fact blue. His family, his friends, his teachers, they all are trying to help him. They want to help him be red, but nothing's working, and Red is miserable. Finally, a brand new friend with a brand new perspective comes along, and Red discovers what readers have known all along. He's blue. This story is about being true to yourself. It's about finding the courage to see past labels. It's perfect as a jumping off point for discussions about identity and expectations and the way that we don't always fit into the boxes that are drawn for us. When Worm and Worm fall in love, they decide to get married, but their friends want to know who's going to wear the dress, who's wearing the tuxedo and the top hat. What about tradition? The answer is it doesn't matter because Worm loves Worm. And if a cricket officiant decides that they need to tell you this isn't how it's always been done, well, you change the way that it's done. J.J. Austrian and Mike Curato's Worm Loves Worm is smart and it's funny and it's so charming and it's celebration of love of all kinds and in all forms. Challenge gender norms this Pride and always with Mary Wears What She Wants. This tells the tale of a time not too long ago when girls wore only dresses and only boys wore pants. Until one day, a young girl named Mary has a bold idea. She wants to wear whatever she wants. And she wants to wear pants. Inspired by the true story of Mary Edwards Walker, a trailblazing doctor and the only woman to receive the Medal of Honor, who was arrested many, many times for wearing pants. This book encourages young readers to be independent thinkers and maybe, perhaps, push back a little bit against gendered societal expectations. It's bright and it's colorful, and it just really leaves such wonderful, thought-provoking questions for you and your readers to ponder. And, of course, I can't not talk about my very favorite guinea pig, Peanut. Peanut Goes for the Gold by Queer Eye's Jonathan Van Ness is a charming, funny, heartfelt story about Peanut, a gender non-binary guinea pig who does everything with their own personal flair. Peanut has their own unique way of doing things, whether it's cartwheeling during basketball practice or cutting their own hair or taking up rhythmic gymnastics. They always put their own special twist on it. On life, on everything. It's beautiful. This book is just so fun and upbeat, and it really encourages children not just to be themselves, but to boldly and unapologetically love being themselves. Activist Sarah Prager, who you might know from her fantastic nonfiction YA book, Queer There and Everywhere, is back with more nonfiction, this time in middle grade. We've got Rainbow Revolutionaries, 50 LGBTQ plus people who made history. This middle grade biography collection is groundbreaking, it's eye-opening, it's super engaging and accessible, and it's a vibrant celebration of how LGBTQ plus people from all over the world and all throughout history have made their mark. Rainbow Revolutionaries shines a spotlight on activists and engineers, artists and scientists, athletes, poets, people who have changed the world, but who are often overlooked or ignored by mainstream history books. It's got gorgeous full-page, full-color illustrations by Sarah Papworth. We can see some of them right there. And then in the back, we've got a timeline of important LGBTQ history. There is a glossary to help you out with the terminology and the phrases. And additionally, it's got symbols, it's got references, it's got a bibliography. This is a fantastic, wonderful addition to any middle grade library, and I honestly think every middle grade library should have this on their shelves. 2020 Stonewall Honor Book, The Best at It, is an incredibly charming, heartfelt, and heartwarming middle grade novel from Maulik Pancholy about Rahul Kapoor, a gay Indian American boy coming into his own in a small town in Indiana. This book is about finding yourself, it's about embracing who you are, it's about courage and determination and dealing with anxiety in a really real and resonant way. It's a book that's going to have you laughing and cheering and rooting for Rahul as he navigates the challenges of middle school, which is hard enough. It's even harder when you're seen as different and when he's trying to come to terms with all facets of his identity. Truly, this book is a marvel. It is like a warm hug of happiness, and I just love it so much. From the author of Drumroll Please, Lisa Jenn Bigelow, comes Hazel's Theory of Evolution. Hazel is a 13-year-old girl who lives on a goat farm with her older brother and their two moms. She loves to read old encyclopedias and play with her dog, hang out with their best friend. But due to redistricting, she's forced to attend 8th grade at a different school where no one really seems to get her. And at home, things get worse when Hazel learns that one of her moms is pregnant. She's not jealous. She really, really, really wants to be a big sister. She's just worried because her mom has already had 2 miscarriages, and she's so scared that it's going to happen again. She's worried about the heartbreak that their family has gone through, and it is taking over her life, trying to pretend like things are normal and trying to be upbeat when she has these incredible anxieties that are just absolutely consuming her. This book, it deals so beautifully with the struggles of suddenly not having all the answers, of navigating new friendships and old friendships that have become strained. And Hazel, this is another character I just want to reach through the pages and I want to give her a hug. She and her entire family are just such warm, dynamic, nuanced characters that you can't help but fall in love with. I also love the way that this book touches on Arrow and Ace identities. It touches on transgender, the difficulty of coming out as transgender in middle school. It portrays a loving relationship between 2 women who are also mothers. Oh my God, this book. This book is everything. It's everything to me. And for your graphic novel fans out there, I highly recommend Estranged and Estranged, the Changling King. These full-color fantasy graphic novels are, first of all, just gorgeous. They've got watercolor illustrations throughout, and they pretty much have it all. They have dragons, they have fairies, they have magic, they have adventurous siblings, royal intrigue, a cruel sorceress. The story centers around a changeling and a human child who were swapped at birth, and now years later, they have to work together to avoid assassins, save both of their worlds, and ultimately decide where they truly belong. These books are about self-acceptance, they're about identity, they're about family, and they focus on these constant human emotions, doubt, fear, feeling lost in the world, that I think we can really all relate to. There's a really special message about found family, about what makes a family and what makes love and connections, and it's just, these are really special, really, really special. Like a Love Story by Abdi Nazemian is a 2020 Stonewall Honor Book that had me ugly crying on the subway. It's just got so much heart and it's got so much beauty, and it's an incredible homage to the LGBTQ plus community and those who have fought and who are continuing to fight for the right to live and to love. The story takes place in 1989 in New York City. We follow Reza, an Iranian-American boy who's new to the city and who is just living in fear that someone is going to guess his secret. He knows that he's gay, but the only reference he has for this life are these terrifying images that he's seeing on newspapers of men who are dying of AIDS well before their time. he becomes friends with Judy, an aspiring fashion designer, and her best friend, Art, and they bring them into their world. Art is the only out and proud kid at their school. They introduce him to Judy's uncle and surrogate father, Steven, who's an activist for ACT UP and who has AIDS. And as Reza and Art grow closer, Reza struggles with the deception and with friendship, and he doesn't want to lose Judy. He doesn't want to break her heart, but he can't deny his own feelings and his own identity. This is big-hearted, this is beautiful, this is full of Madonna, this is full of 80s, this is about friendship, and it's about love, and it's about the revolutionary act of living life to the fullest in the face of impossible odds. It is, again, something that might make you ugly cry, but only in the best ways. And it is available in paperback. Oh, what can I say about Felix Ever After other than just read this book? Read it already. Kacen Callender has created something truly spectacular in this book. Felix just wants to know what it's like to be in love. And he wants to know why it seems like it's so easy for other people, for everyone else, it seems, to find somebody. And he just can't. He hasn't, and he wants to so badly. He's proud of who he is, but he secretly worries that he might be one marginalization too many. He's Black, he's queer, he's transgender, and he's worried. He's worried that that might be just too much for him to have the happily ever after that he wants so badly. This novel features a cast full of queer POC main characters who identify across the spectrum on their gender and their sexuality, and it's so incredible to see that. We don't see nearly enough of that kind of intersectional representation in YA or children's lit in general. This is a powerful and layered trans coming of age story. It's written by a Black trans author, and there's a happy romantic ending, which also we don't see enough in our queer love stories. It is, oh, it's so touching. It is just an absolute joy, a gift to the world. Read it. Read it now. Next, we have another love story, another happy ending. This is a rom-com, Stay Gold by Tobly McSmith. It's poignant, it's funny, it's inclusive. It's about Pony, who is a transgender boy who's going stealth at his new Texas high school. And it's about Georgia, the cisgender cheerleader who has sworn off dating until after graduation. Pony just wants a fresh start. He wants to fly under the radar. Senior year, Georgia just wants to figure out what her future after high school is going to look like while keeping a low profile. Then, on the first day of school, the new guy and the cheerleader lock eyes. Sparks fly. It's amazing. They know, Pony knows that there are risks in getting close to a girl like Georgia. Georgia realizes that she'd be breaking a promise to herself by falling for a boy like Pony, but some risks are worth taking, some promises are made to be broken, and love, happy ending, amazing. This book is touching, it's hopeful, it's about finding love and about finding yourself. You may know Noelle Stevenson as a showrunner for the Netflix show She-Ra and the Princesses of Power, or you may know her as co-writer of Lumberjanes, or you may know her as the award-winning author and illustrator of Nimona, which I do have to say is one of my very favorite graphic novels of all time. Changed my world. But she's also the author of this book, The Fire Never Goes Out. It's a memoir in pictures. It's a collection of essays and personal mini comics. It follows her journey from aspiring artist to comics superstar. It also charts her relationships with friends and family and her own mental health. It strikes such a deeply felt and just hopeful, ultimately hopeful chord that resonates with readers, especially readers who are balancing their own personal and creative journeys. It's vulnerable, it's wise, it's witty, and it's unlike any other memoir I've ever read. Speaking of books that are unlike any other, I present to you Burn by Patrick Ness. Burn takes place in January of 1957 in a world that looks an awful lot like ours, except, of course, for the dragons. This book is part historical fiction, part fantasy, part science fiction, part mystery. There are prophecies and assassins and a mysterious cult of dragon worshippers. There's secret romance. There is an incredibly shocking plot twist that just absolutely blew my mind. I don't remember the last time that I read a book where I literally had no idea what was going to happen on the next page, and I mean that in the best and most amazing way. I could not guess what was going to happen next. I just loved being on this ride. This is explosive. It is a truly genre-bending masterpiece about second chances, hope, and courage. And finally, Elizabeth Acevedo has done it again in her latest Clap When You Land. This stunning novel in verse follows two girls who are very different. Camino lives in the Dominican Republic with her aunt. She loves to swim. She dreams of attending medical school in the U.S. She lives for the summers when her father visits her. Yahaira, who lives in the Morningside Heights neighborhood of New York City with her parents, is a chess champion. She loves watching Netflix with her girlfriend. Suddenly, both of their lives are upended, and they're brought together when their shared father is killed in a tragic plane crash, and each learns of the other's existence. The story, it's raw and it's emotional, and it's about the devastation of loss, the difficulty of forgiveness, the bittersweet bonds that shape our lives. It's about sisterhood. And it's about sisterhood in a way that I've never read before. Sisters who didn't know about each other, who are navigating all of these complicated emotions. And it hits you in the heart, and it is beautiful. That is it for me today, but this is by no means an exhaustive list. There are so many amazing LGBTQIA plus creators and stories out there. I encourage you to seek them out, uplift, support, share them with the readers in your life. Yes, during Pride, but honestly, it shouldn't stop there. June should not end, and then we're all done. We need to be doing this year round. We need these voices year round. For more book suggestions, discussion guides, and resources, including downloadable Pride on Every Page posters, you can visit us at harperstacks.com. You can follow us on Twitter, on Facebook, on Pinterest. We're going to be posting a lot of fun behind-the-scenes content, author videos, guest blogs. So come see us. Happy Pride, y'all.